Finally revealed, the night that shattered everything Jamaal Wilkes believed about America. December 1990, a Lakers legend driving home from work. Two LAPD officers, handcuffs, 15 minutes of pure humiliation. But here's what makes this story unforgettable. It's not just what happened to Silk that night, it's how he transformed that pain into purpose. They called him Silk for a reason. Jamaal Wilkes moved like poetry on the basketball court. Born Jackson Keith Wilkes in Berkeley, California, he was destined for greatness from day one. His father was a Baptist minister. His mother raised 5 children with grace and wisdom. Young Jamaal was so smart he skipped 5th grade, but it was his older sister Naomi who taught him basketball. She was a tomboy who could hoop. She showed her little brother the fundamentals that would make him famous. At UCLA, Wilkes became part of basketball royalty. Coach John Wooden saw something special in this smooth operator. Wilkes helped the Bruins dominate college basketball like no team before or since. He was part of the legendary 88-game winning streak, 2 NCAA championships in 1972 and 1973. 2 undefeated seasons. Wilkes wasn't just a player, he was a scholar. 3-time academic All-American. He graduated with a degree in economics while collecting trophies. The numbers tell the story of perfection. At UCLA, Wilkes shot over 51% from the field every single season. He averaged 15 points and 7.4 rebounds across 3 years. His teams went 86-4 during his time there. All 4 losses came in his senior year when the streak finally ended. Dick Enberg, the famous broadcaster, heard teammates calling him Silk and made it stick on television. The nickname was perfect. Everything Wilkes did looked effortless. Professional basketball welcomed Wilkes with open arms. The Golden State Warriors picked him 11th overall in 1974. His rookie season was magical. He averaged 14.2 points and 8.2 rebounds while learning from Rick Barry. The Warriors shocked everyone by winning the NBA championship. Wilkes was named Rookie of the Year. He was already a winner at the highest level. 3 years later, Wilkes made a controversial choice. He signed with the Lakers as a free agent. Bay Area writers called him a deserter for joining a rival team. But Wilkes wanted to come home to Southern California. He took less money to play where he grew up. The decision changed basketball history. Wilkes became the perfect complement to the Showtime Lakers. Magic Johnson got the spotlight. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scored the most points. But Wilkes was the steady force that made everything work. For 5 straight seasons, he was the team's second leading scorer behind only Kareem. 3 more NBA championships followed in 1980, 1982, and 1985. Wilkes adapted to every role the team needed. Power forward as a rookie, small forward in the half court, runner in transition. He made all-star teams and all defensive teams. Basketball experts loved Wilkes because he understood the game. Teammate Bill Bridges said it best. Wilkes was intelligent and fundamentally sound. He made contributions even when he wasn't scoring. His basketball IQ was off the charts. He could guard multiple positions. He never forced shots. He made the right play every single time. That's why he won 4 NBA championships and 6 total titles counting college. The numbers speak for themselves. 12 NBA seasons, 17.7 points per game for his career, over 14,000 total points, 3 All-Star selections. His jersey number 52 hangs in the rafters at both UCLA and the Lakers. The Basketball Hall of Fame inducted him in 2012. He expressed simple gratitude with no shouting or celebrating. That was pure Silk. Classy until the end. But winning championships couldn't protect Jamaal Wilkes from the reality of being black in America. December 1990 changed everything he thought he knew about justice. Wilkes was driving home from his office on Wilshire Boulevard. 2 LAPD officers pulled him over without clear reason. They ordered him out of his car. They handcuffed him for 15 to 20 minutes. When he asked why, they said his license tags were about to expire. Wilkes knew exactly what was happening. This was driving while black. Pure and simple racial profiling. The emotional impact cut deep into his soul. Standing there in handcuffs, he felt like a common thug. This feeling stayed with him for months afterward. Here was a man who always supported law enforcement. He stood for the national anthem with pride. He believed police protected communities. Yet these officers treated him like he was dangerous without any reason. The humiliation was devastating for someone like Wilkes. He had always done things the right way. Academic excellence, championship success, community respect. None of it mattered when those officers saw his skin color. They acted arrogant and distasteful. They stripped away his dignity in minutes. Wilkes filed a formal complaint with the LAPD. He believed the system would make things right. 3 months later, everything changed again. The Rodney King beating happened in March 1991. Amateur cameraman George Holliday captured 4 LAPD officers brutally attacking King. 56 baton strikes and 6 kicks. The footage shocked the entire nation. Wilkes thought this would be the turning point. He believed the video was indisputable proof of racist behavior. He thought justice would finally come to the LAPD. Wilkes was wrong about justice. In April 1992, all 4 officers were acquitted in state court. The verdict shocked Wilkes to his core. 5 days of riots followed in Los Angeles. Extensive destruction and loss of life rocked the city. Wilkes watched his hometown burn with disbelief. He was shocked by the verdict and further shocked by the riots. The Christopher Commission found systemic problems in the LAPD, but change came slowly. Former LAPD Chief Daryl Gates defended his officers throughout the crisis. He called the public outcry pure politics. He denied racism existed in his department. This institutional resistance showed how deep the problems ran. Even video evidence couldn't overcome embedded biases. The blue wall of silence protected bad officers. Wilkes realized that even indisputable proof might not bring accountability. The riots forced Wilkes to speak publicly about solutions. He emphasized that Los Angeles needed rebuilding on multiple levels. Physical reconstruction was just the beginning. The city needed psychological healing. Emotional repair was essential. Spiritual renewal had to happen too. Wilkes stressed that addressing these complex issues would require many people working from different perspectives and angles. Years later, Wilkes found his voice on modern racial justice issues. He expressed clear support for the Black Lives Matter movement. His statement was precise and powerful. Of course, all lives matter, but not all lives are being slaughtered in the streets. This directly addressed common counter-arguments to BLM. He highlighted the specific vulnerability of Black lives in police encounters. Wilkes became unequivocal about police accountability. He declared that police can no longer hide behind the blue wall. He emphasized the need to confront systemic racism directly. He reflected on historical context too. How many atrocities were committed before phone cameras started recording them? The question revealed his understanding that these problems weren't new. The former Lakers star also showed respect for different forms of protest. He acknowledged Colin Kaepernick's kneeling during the national anthem. Wilkes viewed it as legitimate protest against racial injustice. He believed the blackballed quarterback deserved another NFL opportunity. Most importantly, Wilkes called for protests to be converted to votes. He understood that electoral power creates lasting, systemic change. Despite everything he experienced, Wilkes maintained his fundamental decency. John Wooden once called him a beautiful young man who was courteous and polite. Friends describe him as a private guy who never resorted to overt displays of outrage. His mild-mannered nature doesn't diminish his message. Instead, it makes his words more powerful. If this thoughtful, accomplished man can be subjected to abuse because of his skin color, then anybody can. Wilkes evolved from personal victim to thoughtful public commentator. His journey reflects broader societal understanding about racism. It's not just isolated acts of prejudice. It's deeply embedded institutional bias that requires comprehensive solutions. His quiet, reasoned approach to advocacy makes his message particularly credible. He uses his platform not for personal grievance, but to illuminate universal aspects of injustice. The Lakers legend concludes his reflections with enduring hope. He acknowledges that no society is perfect, but he expresses encouragement that the time has finally come for significant progress. Despite his challenging experiences with racial profiling and systemic injustice, he remains proud to be an American. That combination of realism and optimism defines his approach to social change. Jamaal Wilkes transformed a night of humiliation into a lifetime of purpose. His legacy transcends basketball championships and Hall of Fame recognition. He stands as proof that dignity can survive even the worst treatment. His story reminds us that true champions fight for justice both on and off the court. Silk didn't just win games. He won hearts and changed minds about what America could become.